Welcome back. Happy to have Dan Zielske with Mankato Pow Wow in studio now. 51st year this year, a very important event in our community, and let's tell people why that is.
Well, the Mankato Pow Wow was brought here originally by Amos Owen, Bud Lawrence, and Jim Buckley. And what it has to do with is reconciliation between the Dakota people and the European people who lived here. In 1862, there was an uprising here in our area where the Dakota people themselves went to war with the American Army at the time because the blankets and the food that were promised to them never arrived. And as the story goes, when they came to one of the merchants in the area and they asked if they could get food and blankets on loan, he told them to go eat grass. And that was not a good thing to tell starving people. And so the war broke out, and roughly 4 or 5 months later, it ends. They bring the prisoners, most of them, to Mankato first, and then they march them up to Fort Snelling while keeping 303 Native people who fought in the war here in Mankato. Originally, they were going to hang 303 people on Christmas Day in 1862, but the U.S. Army would not allow them to carry out executions on Christmas Day. They just thought that was too callous. So that's why it got set for December 26th. And so our powwow is all about reconciling what happened on December 26, 1862, when 38 Native American people were all hung at the same time down by the library here in Mankato.
Thank you for sharing those details. It is a very dark history, but we're still making that history and making it hopefully lighter. How have you seen this reconciliation happen, especially with the powwow? What do you see when different groups of communities come together?
Well, I'm seeing right now that there's a lot of good stuff that is happening. Our powwow is growing practically exponentially at this time and things. When I first joined roughly 31 plus years ago with the powwow, we were a lot smaller and things. I'm seeing one of the biggest things I see is our efforts with Education Day, where we bring in 6th graders and they learn parts about Dakota history and everything, what it was like to have lived during that time period and things. And since we started doing Education Day until now, we've actually watched the number of attacks on Native American people drop to roughly what it is for the general public. Wow. We used to be a town where Native peoples would drive through only at night. They would never stop. They were always told never stop in Mankato because you could get hung and stuff. And that feeling and stuff went a long way. It was even back in 1987, we had a pair of elders who stopped in at a restaurant in town and were attacked and beat up as they left. So it's taken quite a while, but we're making progress.
Yeah. But let's talk event details for people. So when and where?
Well, tonight is Thursday, and we will start with the what we call the Sweat for the 38, and that's the first ceremony that actually starts our powwow. After that, tomorrow we will have Education Day. Most of the time we have it out at Land of Memories Park, but if it rains, then we have to go into the schools themselves and stuff. So we have Education Day in the morning and the afternoon, and then tomorrow evening at 6:45, we're going to do something that we've never done before that I can remember, and that is have a grass dance. Before powwows and before sun dances and stuff, they used to have what was called a grass dance, and people would go out and they would dance around in the circle and push the grass over and stuff like that, because in the 1860s they didn't have lawnmowers yet and things. So they also, in their mind, they're thinking of the negative things that are going on within their community, and when they're doing that, they're using their feet to push that stuff that negativity down into the Mother Earth, because she can take care of that and neutralize it for us,
Sure.
so that everybody has a good powwow.
And I hate to stop you, but we have to go. But for more information, where can people go online?
For more information, you can go to makatowachipi.org,
All right.
and you can find that out.
Thank you so much. Some great information
Dan.
today. And we'll have more when we come back on Cato Living.